Hello, Pisces. Welcome to your weekly reading for May 19th to the 25th. This is for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right into it. Pisces, welcome. Yep, we're here. One of the most significant weeks of the year of 2025. You see Saturn moving into Aries. Why is this a big deal? Saturn's leaving your sign. So the other big deal is because, and we'll talk about that. This is the third of the four outer planets changing signs this year. As you know, that's huge. It's never this. What we are experiencing now. I've talked about this. Never before, modern human history. All right, and you know, it's not just Saturn moving into Aries. There's a lot more to it, and I've got to do a separate video because you just can't do this. There's so much more. Okay, but I'll highlight some things for you. But just know this is a landmark moment of epic proportion. All right. And you see it's happening with one of the strongest conjunctions of the year. Your life is changing in ways that you've never seen before, right? In fact, you started seeing it around your birthday season. Okay. Now, here's the thing. And you maybe have been like manifesting things around your birthday season too. Remember that mid-March? We'll talk about it. I'll walk you through what you've been going through, but this is the year of the Great Awakening, as I've mentioned, the Great Ascension, Age of Wisdom, all of that. We're on the brink of the Age of Aquarius. We're leaving the Age of Pisces. We'll talk about all this. Let's just jump right in, okay? Well, to the most stimulating, exciting, insanely optimistic, fruit-bearing, least boring week of May. All right? And remember the blue asterisk, the best aspects of the week, they're all good. These are all the aspects. They're all amazing. And most of them are extremely rare. Look at all these sextiles and these trines. I mean, this is going to be through the roof. Is that a thing? Anyway, it's a big shift, all right? You're probably already you're still feeling the Uranus Cazimi from last weekend as well. Jupiter, you know, your ruler is with the nodes, with Chiron. You're probably doing a lot of healing, a lot of spiritual healing. You are probably having like shifts in the way that you're seeing things too. But this is all part of your transformation, and congratulations, because I told you in your May forecast, we only have 2 squares this entire month. We only have 2 challenging aspects, and they're gone. That was last week, okay? And now it only gets better from this point forward in one of the most auspicious months of 2025 that I've talked about, all right? And this is when you actually really start feeling it. And then remember, June is, yeah? All right, so Tuesday, May 20th, you have the Sun sextile Saturn. This is big, okay? This is, you see Sun sextile Neptune too. We'll talk about that later, but Sun sextile Saturn, 29 degrees, right? The critical degree. Saturn still in your sign, all right? This is the anaretic degree. So what comes after 29 in astrology? 0, right? The new beginning. And so you've been working with Saturn in your sign. So congratulations again, because that's not easy, right? But here's the thing. You've been working, especially if you're Pisces rising, you've really been, right? Growth, a lot of growth here. But again, every Pisces is going to feel it. I think I mentioned that if you are a Pisces sun, if you know that's your sun sign, sometimes a lot of these aspects aren't about you. It could be your partner, it could be your lover, it could be someone, your child, but whatever is happening here, it is your graduation. All right. This moment, this 29 degree point with the sun, the life force of optimism and energy, and the sun is everything with Saturn. All right. So remember what I said in your past year. If you work with Saturn, whose karma, whose life lessons, you will be rewarded. Here you go. Here's a reward. All right. Here's your diploma. You went through the Saturn North Node conjunction. You've been going through a lot of big change. You've been going through really big change. Saturn was in your sign. And now he's giving you wings. Now, Saturn being in your sign, that's all about you, your identity, your role, everything, right? Your life force, right? And sextiles are windows of opportunity. They help you thrive and grow and prosper. And remember, look at what's happening. Saturn is leaving your sign, moving into Aries, right? Just in a few days, where you're going to have emphasis in a whole other area of your chart that we'll talk about. Before we even get there, remember what I said. At this point, Saturn's actually making things easy for you. It's not normal for Saturn. So enjoy this, okay? And Saturn, yeah, he's Saturn. He's still going to test you. He's reality checks, right? But he does that so you have structure, discipline, longevity for whatever you're committing your time and energy into. And now he's working with the sun, setting you up in this huge way, building that bridge, right? This is an amazing aspect. It's a window of opportunity, like I said. So use this, but at the same time, the Sun sextile Saturn, that aspect in general is just all about rewards. And remember, Saturn's in your sign. It's all about achievements and recognition and promotion and success for your effort, right? For your effort. So really wonderful, really wonderful. Remember, Saturn is the authority. And yeah, there can be an authority figure opening doors for you around this time, making things happen for you around this time, right before Saturn moves into Aries. And with a lot of the planets, okay? Especially these, outer, like Saturn, Jupiter, before they change signs, they do leave you a parting gift. All right. So this is with the sun in Taurus in your third house. You see what's happening with Mercury conjuncting Uranus and Taurus too? It's like, if you don't sign something this week, you're probably not a Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. It is very likely you're going to be signing something or have like a contract or a verbal agreement. Remember, third house is communication. That's where Taurus is, or what Taurus is for you. But we'll get deeper into that because there's something happening here for you that no other sign is experiencing. Okay? But just know, Sun sextile Saturn, you only get it twice a year. This is the last time this year. Take that inspired action, okay? Take it. Saturn, by the way, will move back into your sign September. And remember, that's going to be a very different feel because Saturn's already been in your sign for a few years. You've gone through his test. So when he comes back in September, that's just more like a check-in. So if you are a cross watcher, if you watch for your rising or your moon or for your husband, your lover, whoever it is, your kid, your, pet, hamster, everyone's going to feel this. But mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, and especially Pisces will feel it the most. And fixed signs will too. Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius. I'm also going to throw in Capricorn and Aries. Now, if you have planets in your birth chart, if you know your chart, if you have planets between 27 to 2 degrees in mutable or fixed signs, you're going to feel this the most. All right. Now, look at what's happening on the same day. This is why what's happening for you is just bonkers. You got the sun moving into Gemini. All right. So we officially, right? That is sun in Taurus now moving to Gemini, that 29 degrees. Now the sun at 0 degrees in Gemini. So now for the next 4 weeks, it's all about communication, learning new things, teaching, writing, travel, marketing, advertising, PR, building bridges, launching businesses, local community, a family, siblings, aunts, uncles, cousins, neighbors. I mentioned travel. This is opening doors opening, but also, and most of all, it's curiosity for the new. That's a Gemini season. And what did I say? Taurus rules your third house. Gemini is a native ruler of the third house. So you see that overlap here. There's gonna be something here for you this week with anything that I just mentioned. All right? Maybe even planning travel. But the fact that you've got Jupiter with the sun in Gemini, don't forget that in your fourth house, a lot of y'all are signing leases or there's something with home, real estate, family, ancestry. There's something here big, okay? Now, just remember Gemini is like very social. So it really is a good time to be social and network, okay? And have fun. Have fun with it. Gemini's such a fun, have fun with this. And Gemini's all about the mind. So there's going to be a lot going on, right? Mind over matter. This is the power to attract what you deserve, okay? This is going to be very stimulating for you. And again, remember Jupiter's here helping expand, grow, bring luck, fortune, wisdom, optimism, abundance, all of that. You know this. Jupiter's a ruler, your traditional ruler. So again, for the next 4 weeks, you're going to have a lot of emphasis in everything that I just said, but home as well. Home, family, but real estate, everything, parents, children, grandchildren, things like that. Okay. It's really big. The foundations of your life. Remember, everything that's happening this week is building up to amplify what's happening on that Monday following the new moon in Gemini, which I have told you is one of the best new moons of 2025. And this is the reason why, and because of what's happening next week too. So keep your lines of communication open. There is definitely a lot of y'all are definitely going to be moving or getting married or moving in with someone, or, there's got to be something here with everything I said about your fourth house. Now, don't forget Jupiter is faith and belief. Okay, belief is translated biochemically. That's why, one of the reasons why I say vibrate at high frequency. Okay, attract what you deserve. Remember, Gemini is power of the mind. And it's the twin. Gemini is a twin. I think I've told you this. When you've got Jupiter and Gemini, yeah, you often see, opportunities come in twos. It's really interesting. But also Gemini is like the power to choose, right? That's your mind we're talking about. So choose self-belief, choose self-love, and gratitude and compassion. Everything that I tell, vibrate at that high frequency. That's what that is, okay? Because everything is energy. And remember, this is not just like divination. This is literal science. It's Albert Einstein, Pisces, right? Saying, match the frequency of the reality you want, and you can't help but get that reality. And I'm emphasizing this now. I say this a lot to remind you, okay? But why? A, I'm going to tell you later why I'm bringing up Albert Einstein. But two, Albert Einstein got everything he wanted. His formula works, okay? Match that frequency of the reality you want. Vibrate at that high frequency. Now, you know how the law of attraction works. All right. So Thursday, May 22nd. You got the Sun, Sextile, Neptune. That's great. Again, these are, planets in freshly new signs. Remember, Neptune in Aries is that spiritual warrior, compassionate hero, leader, visionary leader for the greater good. It's enormously auspicious with the Sun, Sextile, Saturn. The Sun is at full blast. Jupiter's expanding. Now you got Neptune bringing in that heightened creativity, imagination, intuition, compassion, that visionary energy. As you know, Neptune is your modern ruler. So you see how big your rulers are at play. All right, Pisces? And this brings in that higher level of spirituality. This is where you see that difference it makes when you do have those moments of, meditation and mantras and even dreams, right? That's Neptune, dreams, right? Self-belief, what I said, right? Vision boards. I've talked about this. That's Neptune. Neptune is visual, vision, visualize. So Pisces, what I want you to do this week is I want you to think about where you want to be 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now. It doesn't matter. Visualize it. Put yourself there. Put yourself on that timeline. Okay? That will get you there. All right? The past, the present, the future. They're all happening at the same time. Therefore, you can create your reality. Tap into your inner artist, musician, filmmaker, photographer, playwright, healer, scientist. It doesn't matter. That's what this aspect is. Okay? Tim Burton, Frank Ocean, Versace, Mikey Madison, who just won that Oscar. They all were born with this. You see what, right? It's that energy. And so please use this. It's big. You're on a karmic journey. You know that. And everything that you do has ripple effects. And you see the enormous, wonderful things that can happen when the smallest action that you take here, big action that you take here. Look at what's happening on the same day. You have Venus trine Mars. You've got the two cosmic lovebirds and this powerful, harmonious aspect. And yes, we had Venus trine Mars. Yeah, we had that a couple times this year. But Venus was not, Venus was retrograde, or Mars was retrograde, or Mars was in Cancer, or there was just something different. This is very different. You will feel it. You are 1,000% going to feel this. All right? This is plain and simple fun. It's emotive. It's Riz. Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I know those words the kids say. Maybe they no longer say it, but you got Venus in Aries, Mars and Leo, two fire signs. You got the Sun, Jupiter, and Gemini, Pluto, and Aquarius. You got all this fire and air. This is magnetic. Use this. Be social. in all capacities network, especially for you. You got Mars and Leo in your 6th house. You got Venus and Aries in your 2nd house. 2nd house is money, salary, income. 6th house is work. If you're here for that, use this. This is amazing. Okay? Use this. 6th house is everyday activities, health, lifestyle as well. This is wonderful. It's your everyday activities, your routines. And then Venus and Aries, your 2nd house, is also self-worth, self-value, material possessions, the things that you do desire. And so we won't have this again until 2027. Please take advantage. Creative projects, big thing here. Love, romance, sex, money. Like I said, that's what Venus is. Pleasures. Passion is the biggest thing here. Yeah? The biggest thing. So use this. Go on a first date. If you're in a relationship, go on a fun day. Go on a carnival. Go bowling. Do something. Venus shopping. Go to the mall. Whatever. Venus is shopping. Venus is start a new hobby. Okay. You're going to feel this. You're going to feel this all week, even next week. That's how strong it is. And if Venus is what your heart desires, if Venus is what brings you pleasure, Mars is the action you take to get it. So take that action. Whatever you want, you can have it right now. You can have it. And when I say vibrate at a high frequency, oh yeah. What I say about magnetism with this aspect, this is so strong. You can pull things in, all right? Things gravitating toward you, people, sliding door moments or kismet moments, whatever you want. So it's the last Venus and the last Mars aspect we're going to have this month, okay? With planetary wise, lunations, whole other story. But so please use this. Please go on a date. Go take the kids to, the space museum or the dinosaur museum, the taco museum, whatever. It's Gemini season. Remember, that's being curious and creative. All right. Do the Bart dance, your own version of it. Start a new TikTok trend, whatever it is. Just do something with this, because there's one more thing. The moon will be in Aries too. And it's not just that, it's the moon, Neptune, and Ceres all conjuncting in Aries at 1 degree. So what does this mean? It means, some of y'all are just going to be doing things, all right? Because moon in Aries is that like spirited, like bold, courageous, I want to take action. But when you get this triple conjunction here in Aries at 1 degree, the Aries degree of initiation, oh yeah, you're going to do something here. 2nd house, self-worth, self-value, self-confidence, asking out that person that, you have a crush on or something. You're like, I want to do it, right? And also money, salary, income. There's money stuff here for y'all. We'll talk about it in the second spread, because it's not just that. You got Chiron and Eris in Aries as well, and they will perfect this week. So that's big. That's really big. And remember, you felt it last week. You're going to feel it this week. We'll talk about the second spread. Just know that this is really, really fierce. You also have one last little thing. You do have a triple conjunction in your sign, okay? With the moon, Saturn, and the North Node, okay? We'll talk about the second spread. So, yeah, the moon will be in your sign this week. And the fact that you've got the moon and Saturn conjuncting at 29 degrees, so there is almost like this last gasp here of something, while Venus trine Mars, while we do have the moon conjunct Venus, which is one of the best lunations, lunar aspects you can ask for, like top 5, top 3. I mean, we'll talk about it in the second spread, where we talk about lunations and asteroids and planetoids. Let's get to May 24th, 25th, depending on where you live. Welcome to the least boring weekend ever. Saturn moving into Aries, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's my time, New York City time. Convert that wherever you live, May 24th, okay? Some of you are going to feel it the next day, but this is, again, I'm going to do a separate video. It's just too big to, with the fact that it's not just Saturn moving into Aries, it's Saturn and Neptune together in Aries. I told you this in your May forecast. This has only happened 7 times in modern human history. So yes, this is once in a lifetime. Yes, this is going to be something that you've never experienced. But why don't we take Neptune out for a second? Saturn, it's been 30 years. Yeah. Late 90s, 96, 99, when Saturn was in Aries. Think about what happened around that time when it came to money, salary, income, or material possessions, or your self-worth, or your self-value, or things that you value. Okay? There's something here that you're going to pick up on patterns. But again, this time is going to be very different with Neptune here. I just told you about 5 asteroids, planets in Aries as well. You still have Venus in Aries. Very different. All right. What's happening here is you're going to have this Saturn, Neptune in Aries until September. Yeah. And then you're going to get a preview all summer long of what your life will be like February 2026 and beyond, like what you want, right? That's your birthday season. So when I say preview of what your life will be like, A, remember you create your reality, okay? B, it's hardly a preview. You've already begun. You're already in stage 1 of Saturn in Aries. Why? Because what did I say? And why have they been bringing it up in your consciousness pretty much like every other week? Mid-March, right? Mid-March. The 6th planet conjunction, mid-March to the end of March, right? All hovering that 0 degree Aries point between your sign and Aries, all at that 0 degree Aries point with a new moon solar eclipse in Aries, the equinox, Aries, Neptune moving into Aries, Venus back in Aries back then. Remember, Venus has been flip-flopping between your sign and Aries for months. Mercury was in Aries. You got Eris and Chiron in Aries. So yeah, you've been doing the work. In the second house, money, salary, income, finances. You had emphasis there. Self-worth, self-value. When I say that, you feeling that confidence in terms of like, no, I'm worth more than this. I should be getting paid more for this. Things like that. All right. Listen, this is a big deal. Saturn's now here. Saturn's leaving your sign. You actually had Chiron in Aries since 2017. So a lot of y'all have been doing the work. Y'all didn't even know it. It's kind of funny. And Chiron's actually leaving Aries in 2026. That's a whole other story. But for now, you're entering this brave new world. All right. Brave because it's Aries. That's that energy. And remember what I've been saying, out with the old, in with the new. That's all you have to know. Everything is changing for you. Out with the old, in with the new. Everything's changing. All right. Pluto in Aquarius has been breaking things down for you for your new era, especially up here. The things that your perspective on things are changing. You're becoming a lot more empowered. Pluto's been working with Saturn in your sign and will continue to work with Saturn, who is karma and life lessons and discipline for these new structures and systems and this new direction that you're about to move into. This is once in a lifetime. Saturn and Neptune conjuncting in Aries. Yes, conjuncting. It is very different from like a conjunction because, like I said, they're conjuncting all summer. Okay? This is a big deal. They're outer planets, so they're slower moving. So this is going to be powerful. They're merging their qualities. Their perfection is February 2026. That's why I'm talking about that. And I'm gonna have to do maybe, okay, so Pisces, just if it's already there, just watch it. I'm gonna do a live like I may just bring up the chart for February 2026. It is just like what? February, even May, even July, like 2026, like I said, February 2026 is like the reset with Saturn and Neptune and Aries at 0 degrees when they perfect. So again, right now, you're just kind of building to that moment. And this summer, from this point forward, you're going to feel, okay? You're going to feel all of this energy in your second house, all right? Feeling empowered. So much that you empower, all right? You're going to empower others. You're going to inspire others. And it's all to contribute to the collective. Because remember, that's what this year is. And it doesn't matter if you're a writer or a designer or a realtor or a chef or an artist or a lawyer or a business owner or a grandmother or a mother or a son or a checkerboard maker. It doesn't matter what you are. That's what I'm saying. All that matters is that you matter, because you are the one that's being the one that is contributing for your new era. Because Saturn in Aries is all about mastery of self. Aries, the beginning, consciousness, self, I am, right? And so you're making a difference no matter what. And this is the beginning of something new in your life, all right? As your role. And you're just going to feel that spiritual warrior energy. The most critical thing, and I don't want you to forget this, Saturn in Aries will require patience. What did I say in your May forecast? Wax on, wax off. Mr. Miyagi, that's what this is, okay? So again, just look at your May forecast where I talk a lot more about this, but just remember the two most powerful warriors are patience and time. Who said that, Pisces? Leave it in the comments. No Google, no cheating, all right? You do that, you get a sticker. I'll give you a preview. Right now, you're going to get him from Wayne's World. I don't know, is that Wayne? Might I tell you I'm part of a sticker club? Anyway, just remember, slow and steady wins the race, because Saturn is chrono. Saturn is time. He is the last of the traditional planets, and he's entering the first of the zodiac. Aries is the first. Nothing would exist without Aries. Astrology wouldn't exist without Aries. It's in the beginning. So yes, congratulations, because you're coming to the end of a cycle, a 29.5-year cycle, 30-year cycle. Remember, I said late 90s. So that's, you're already, right? You've come to the end. You're starting a new cycle. Saturn is the world card, by the way, in tarot. The end of the major arcana. So feel accomplished. Be proud of yourself. He's traveling with Neptune, your ruler, the Hanged Man in tarot, which is connected to the world card. And they're together. Saturn and Neptune, 0, 1 degrees, right? We haven't seen this in 320 years. No one on Earth has experienced this unless you are a vampire. If you are, tell me your secret. But don't bite. I just want to know. I don't want to be one. Well, I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I'm an Aquarius. I'm up for new things. Anyway, what I'm trying to say here is that, okay, so now remember, I just told you what makes that different, right? Saturn, it's with Neptune. That's why this is so different. But you throw in the fact that Saturn is sextiling Uranus. Saturn is trining Pluto. What? Yeah, that changes everything. And it is going to be a big change that you see, because Saturn, Uranus is moving into Gemini for the first time in 84 years, right? That's happening in July. Pluto in Aquarius the first time in 250 years. I mean, are you joking, right? This is insane. Like when I say you're going to see your life change in ways that you've never seen. Yeah. You're Pisces. You already feel it. You already feel it in your bones. You know it. And remember, when Saturn's making things easy for you, what did I just tell you? Look at the sextiles and the trines. Like, come on. And yeah, of course, he's Saturn. He's still going to test you. He's going to, there's going to be times where he just put on like his aviators, right? Even next month, we have the Jupiter-Saturn square. But it's the last one. Like I said, cycles within cycles within cycles. That's a bigger cycle. It started in 2020. But anyway, he is reality checks this week. You're going to be, what's happening this week? What are you going to feel? This is a week where you see a lot clearer in terms of what gives you purpose and drive, what makes your life meaningful enough to do the work that Saturn requires. And you're just going to do it because Saturn's in Aries. That is a fuel. You're amazing, Pisces, and I'm very excited for you. And yeah, Saturn in Aries is a contradiction. Sure, Saturn's slow and old and young and heavy and patient. He's time, right? Aries is fast and young and fiery and fearless and impatient and doesn't wear a watch. So, again, very interesting what's happening here. And I'll talk about it in the separate video. But It is Saturn turning your dreams, Neptune, into reality, Saturn. The lower expression, and this is the last thing, this is the most important thing. Remember what I said, when they're together, it can bring those lower expressions, especially in a potent months-long conjunction. It can bring those lower expressions of illusion, delusion, confusion, escapism, self-sabotage. So vibrate at that high frequency and be the change you want to see in the world. Who said that, Pisces? I brought him up. He was born with Neptune in Aries. Leave it in the comments. Anyway, just go with the flow with the go. Wax on, wax off. You're going to be rewarded. Learn, grow, get your diploma. You're going to be rewarded. All right. This is going to be, at this point, remember, the past is the past. We call the past for a reason. This is new. A lot of new. Okay. You learn your lessons. You pass. You're good to go. But you are going to leave old structures, patterns, ways of thinking, even like systems. You're going to leave them all behind. Like I said last week, Saturn saying, I'm moving into a new house. And at the beginning of the beginning. So we already went through that cycle. So this is all about the new. Okay? And yes, Albert Einstein, your fellow Pisces, he was born with Saturn in Aries. All right? Everyone's going to feel this greatly, but if you know your birth chart, if you have any planets 0 to 3 degrees in any of the cardinal signs, Aries, Libra, Cancer, Capricorn, oh, you're going to feel this like that. All right? So anyway, we do have the moon in Taurus too, and that's why I'm just like, okay. Pisces are definitely going to be signing something or having a really important conversation. Something here, okay, communication wise or agreements. Anyway, that same day you got the Sun trine Pluto, which amplifies all this energy. Like, I can't believe this is happening type of energy. The Sun trine Pluto is so profoundly visceral. Like, you feel it. It's this supercharged, powerful, like you feel unstoppable on top of the world. You got the sun, this life force, right? You got Pluto, power, empowerment, transformation, and the sign of the future, by the way. Yeah. I mean, this is huge. It's big. And a lot of this for y'all, again, is going to be like home, family related, things like that. Okay. Everything in your fourth house, the foundations of your life, you're truly transforming. This gives you like that confidence, self-belief. You've already done your shadow work. We're past that full moon. And so now you're just like, bring it on. And you know that doors are opening for you at this point. Why? Because you have the keys. Okay. You're unlocking them. And if doors are closing on you, with this aspect, you're kicking them open. You won't let them. That's power. That's empowerment. Sun trine Pluto is very influential. You leaving an impression, a footprint. It's big. It's big. Okay. Air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, and I'm going to throw in Leo and Scorpio will feel it the most if you have planets between 0 to 6 degrees in fixed signs or mutable signs. That includes you. You're going to feel it the most. You're also going to feel very restless. All right. This is going to be big because you've got Mercury conjunct Uranus. It's a very different vibe from the Uranus Cozimi from last weekend. All right. And it's right on the heels of the new moon in Gemini. Yeah. All right. So, and when I say restless, this is Mercury. So you're just going to feel, the fact that you have this happening in Taurus. Okay. And this is happening in your third house, and Mercury's now involved. Mercury, the mind, communication, but also like the nervous system. Like, you're going to feel restless, but in a good way. It's like stimulate. It's like in a way like you're about to meet Rihanna or Harry Styles or something. You know what I mean? Like, oh my gosh. It's like, something good is coming. That's what this is, okay? It's a powerful conjunction. It's rare. It happens once a year. It's a mic drop. It's Mercury. So what is this? Breakthroughs. Big. Huge. It's happening in your third house. Mercury rules the third house. This is huge breakthroughs in the way that you're thinking or in your physical world, because it's in Taurus, which is the physical, which is the material. It's all five senses, but breakthrough in work, finances, love, creative projects, anything. This is clarity, light bulb moments, epiphanies about your future. It's Uranus. This is also you getting, surprise messages or contracts, agreements, maybe some that you never thought you'd ever sign, right? And a lot of this is you making it happen. Remember, Uranus says, use me for your freedom. Uranus is freedom. It's liberating. It's also like change. He's the great awakener. So a lot of this, because it's in your third house, will be something that shifts your perspective on things. With that Saturn in Aries as well. By the way, Saturn natively rules your 11th house and your 12th house. You've got Pluto and Aquarius in your 12th house. You're the native ruler of the 12th house. The 12th house is very spiritual, even metaphysical. It's everything beyond the physical plane. It's spirituality. It's healing. This is big. You are feeling so empowered. And then your 11th house, networking, community. You're going to be building upon that. And the 11th house, as you know, is your future hopes and wishes and dreams. That's Saturn, long term, right? So, this is very stimulating. Think outside the box. These two planets together. It's creative, inventive, original, rebellious, pioneering, inspiring. Okay? And it's just change. You're going to have change. Uranus is the great awakener. And again, it can be up here. It's in Taurus at 27 degrees. Remember from the Uranus Kazemi, same thing. Mutable degree. Gemini degree. We got the Sun and Jupiter here. I mean, communication, messages, new ideas, all of that. Radical, even innovative. It's revolutionary. We're talking about Uranus. So yeah, big mindset change is very possible, right? When I talk about freedom, like freeing your mind from stuff, free your mind. Yeah. And Q in Vogue. Sure. Yeah. Free your mind. The rest will follow. But this is really, again, I would not be surprised if there's something you're having a conversation, maybe something like a Zoom call that's important, or something with your boss or contractor or family member. Maybe you're planning some big trip. You're signing something. Again, leases is big here, or something with property, job, career, creative projects. There's a lot. There's a lot, right? Because remember, all of this is happening at the same time. And then next week, the new moon in Gemini, but also Mercury trine Pluto. Like I it's insane. It's insane. And you're never going to have this again, by the way. You're never going to have this aspect in Taurus again, because remember, Uranus is leaving Taurus for Gemini in 2 months in July. That'll be the fourth of the 4 outer planets. And there you go. That's 84 years. Okay. So use this. Use this. Uranus, by the way, does so much better in Gemini. I think I told you that Uranus is basically detriment in, Taurus. So since 2018, you could have gotten like surprise news that was like, what? Or like, breaking of contracts or things that just didn't work out. It's just a very different vibe that you're about to move into. That's a lot better. It's really nice. Now, Mercury is actually the lower octave of Uranus. So that's why this is big. Because they're related. Then they rule air signs. So there's truly something happening here. The fact that it's happening in your third house of communication and the mind and analyzing, thinking, ideas. This is big for you, Pisces. All right. Uranus rules Aquarius. Mercury rules Gemini and Virgo, by the way, 2 planets. And it is kind of like my life story because I'm in Aquarius, Gemini rising, Virgo moon. Very interesting. But fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Virgo, and Gemini. And I'm even throwing in Sagittarius and you. All right? All the mutable signs will feel this the most. If you know your birth chart, planets between 25 to 29 degrees in any of the fixed signs. Again, doesn't matter. We look at the angular aspects. You will feel. All right. Now, and May 25th, Mercury officially moves into Gemini. I talk about this in your monthly forecast. This is just amplified. Mercury, remember, rules Gemini. So in domicile, amplifying everything with communication, travel, business, writing, ideas, networking, meeting new people, circulating, craving, stimulation, gaining knowledge, all of that. All right. You got a stellium here. You got Jupiter, the Sun, and Mercury in Gemini. One thing, by the way, I'm going to tell you. Remember, a lot of this has to do with home, real estate, family, parents, children, ancestry, your roots, the foundations of your life that you're building upon. Secondly, Sedna. I'll do a separate video. One of the biggest reasons why we are going to have the change that we're having in 2025, and you've seen changes, but you haven't seen, I mean, we're not even halfway through the year. Sedna is one of the reasons why. Remember, Pluto in Aquarius is leading the brigade, power to the people, but Sedna is in Gemini for the first time since, the dinosaurs. I don't even know. It's been a long time, but it's 0 degrees. So she's right there with Pluto, another dwarf planet, just right there with Pluto. We'll talk about it but for you in your life, yeah, big changes happening. Home, family, real estate, all that for foundations of your life, all that fourth house energy, ancestry. Now, you do see also Mercury will sextile Saturn. Hello, this is absolutely amazing. Again, it is happening right before that new moon. Why is this important? This is happening at 0 degrees. Remember, Mercury just moved into Gemini. Saturn just moved into Aries, 0 degrees. So, hey, you'll never have this again at 0 degrees. You'll have this aspect again, not until next year. But this is the degree of creation. And there's something here because Saturn is all about that long term. He builds that bridge for you, stabilizes something. It's all about that commitment energy. There's something big here happening. Okay. So it's all about, there's something growing, there's something brewing for you. And again, this aspect is agreements and contracts and business deals. It's negotiating, it's decision making, it's communication, marketing, whatever, right? But for the long term, it's third house energy. You have third house energy in an insanely huge way, right? You have Saturn in Aries at this point, your second house of money, right? Finances, but also things in your material world, your physical world, and self-worth and self-value. And you got your fourth house activated. So again, I would not be surprised if some of y'all are signing leases or doing something with property or getting married or signing something into existence, maybe getting a new job, new salary, getting a promotion. There's something here, okay? There's something here. Writing a book, even starting a website. That's everything here. Like opening an online store. This is all mercurial, right? Or even a brick and mortar, or becoming a teacher or a mentor or learning something new. It's all here. It's big. It's big because again, you got to throw in all of this. And then the planetoids and the asteroids and the lunations. I tell you, the moon will conjunct Venus. I mean, it's big. And the moon's going to be in your sign too. And a whole other. Anyway, everyone's going to feel this. It's at 0 degrees. But cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, and mutable signs, Gemini, Virgo, Sagittarius, Pisces will feel this the most. And if you have any planets between 0 to 2 degrees, any of those signs, you're going to feel it. Welcome to an amazing week. I am so excited. Pisces, let's get into it. Let's do it. All right. Let's see what's going on for you, Pisces, for, okay. May 19th to the 25th for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right. Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. All right. So Pisces, how are y'all doing? Oh my gosh. This is a bonkers week. It is a bonkers week. And yeah, some of these readings are going up to an hour again. Next week, no, I can't do these. I do these because I do the bonus spreads too. So I'm doing 24 a week. And then remember, I'm going on that. I got to go see my family at the end of the month. So there is going to be a week where I have to do like 48 videos because I'll be gone all week, but I got to figure that out. I think I'm just not going to. Why am I telling you this? Pisces, I do a traditional cultic cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a week like this. And if we need to pull clarifiers, we will. And you're my secret crush. I love y'all. I want to spend time. There you go. If you're new to my channel, I even got that tattoo. Let's get started. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Wow. Remember, the biggest thing here is practice patience. All right. That's the biggest thing. I mean, you're good. You're good. Things are changing in a big way. All right. For a lot of y'all, yeah, it'll happen like that. Okay. In a big way. Now, you did get the Emperor. Great. What did I just say? Saturn's leaving your sign, moving into Aries. All right. So as you move into this week, you're already embodying that energy. You're already feeling that energy. You see the rams in his throne. So he's Aries. He's the emperor. He's the ruler, not only of the land, right? So again, there's something here. Parental, maternal. I mean, he is, the father of tarot, right? So there's something, but he's also the authority. It could be you being a boss or a decision maker. He's the ruler. He's got the world in his hand. He's got the Egyptian Ankh in the other, this life force. He's wise and powerful. And remember what I said. Saturn in Aries is mastery of self. That's what this is, the Emperor, right? So you're feeling very empowered, and I want you to, as you move into, right, this week. Very interesting that you got the Four of Cups and the heart of your spread. So there's something here where it does look like the Emperor's card for it, right? Another four. What did I say? So I've told you what four is, right? It's like foundation building. You have all this energy in your fourth house too. And this is structure. That's what Saturn does, right? So you're really going to feel the Saturn energy. You're really going to feel it. Think about like four legs of a table, that stability, right? Four legs of a dog, right? That's four. Just in general, all right? So there's something here that you are building, and there may be a moment where, there may be a little bit of like, okay, where do I go with a lot of this? It's almost like there's too many opportunities or too many different paths. That is the strongest energy that's coming through. Okay. Second thing, you know what I'm going to say. Raise your frequency. Okay. Because this is a card of like gratitude. This is a card of like the hand of spirit that only appears in aces. Other than this card, that's how significant this card is. He's got 3 cups already, but look at his reaction. He's crossing off his heart, and this card is associated with like boredom and apathy, and not like being content. And I'm not saying that's you. I'm saying that's the card. So there's something this week you have to recognize. Okay, what is it that I do have to shake up? Use Uranus, because here's the other thing. Again, a bigger energy is like you may have a couple different paths or opportunities, and you're not quite sure which one. You got the 7 of Pentacles too, right here in your challenge area. So that's pretty much like amplifying that message. So 7 of Pentacles, it's like, yeah, I put all my time and effort into this, manifesting this. I've only seen like a leaf, from the seeds that I planted from my birthday seed or whatever it is, right? So that's what this is. Is there something that you're putting your time and energy into that you intuitively know is like, I don't know if this is, because it's all coming after the Emperor. So now you have so much more like power. Remember I said the power to choose, all that empowerment energy with Pluto too. And so it's really, again, perspective, mindset, and here, what's got to change? You've got to make that change. You know it. You have judgment in your crown. You know it. There's something you have to change. And a lot of it is because you are likely, remember, Sun sextiling Saturn in your sign, 29 degrees. What I say that was like achievements, recognition. Once you get 6 of Wands, that's what this card is, okay? That's what this is. And so a lot of that, can be work for a lot of y'all because this card is a Leo card. Where's Mars in Leo? That's your 6th house, okay? And it's Wands, very work, enterprise, career related. But if you're not here for that, Wands are just, they're invigorating, they're inspiring, they just get you going, right? Their creativity, creative energy, your ambitions. But there's something here that feels really, really good. But there may be something that also you recognize I could have more. Okay? And it could be a different path. And that's all I'm saying. But it's the energy that you bring with that, okay? It's not crossing off your heart. It's just recognizing there may be something different that you want, or something that you want hasn't come in yet. And let that be the key word, yet. It's a weekly reading. And so when you vibrate at that high frequency, yeah, you attract, right? But with that Seven of Pentacles, it looks like there may also be someone here that's kind of sitting on the fence. Okay? It can have to do with like family. You have so much family stuff happening, but work stuff too. It can be a boss, it can be a colleague, it can be a family member, it could be your mom, it could be anyone, but there could be something here. It could be your partner, significant other. There's something here where y'all may not see eye to eye about something, but I'm getting it like something here with Judgment. You got Chariot too, right? There may be something here, by the like in terms of I see another path. How do I get there? Or what do I have to shake up? Judgment, that is, as you know, just having that spiritual awakening. This card is attributed to Pluto. You have Pluto in Aquarius in your 12th house, which is, again, very spiritual. You're the native ruler, and it's in your crown, right? That divine. You got an archangel here. That's all. And it is spiritual awakening. It's frequency. You see him blowing the trumpet? Right? What is that? That's sound. What sound? It's frequency. It's energy. It's vibrations. It's why I say vibrate at high frequency. I mean, that, when you hear the blow of the trumpet, when you vibrate at that high frequency, like literally it's waking the dead. Like that's how powerful that is when you know, vibrate. Anyway, you also have the Chariot here. That's really great because just have that moment and boom, boom, boom. Okay. Remember, it doesn't even, that's another thing. You see the two Sphinxes. He's the charioteer. They may be going opposite directions. It doesn't matter. You're in control. Mind over matter and willpower. That's what this is. Willpower. When you feel it inside you. So have that moment in terms of what has to change. Okay. What needs a little shake up. And it can be because you feel that maybe there's not many gains from something that you're putting something in. Okay. Or they're just something that you want to shake up. And of course, like I said, maybe someone else that we gotta, someone that could be, we gotta talk. And you're gonna have a lot of conversations. And Gemini season, and the fact that you have these, you have the Mercury, Uranus conjunction in your third house of communication anyway. But this is really great. That's just boom. You're going after your hopes, your wishes, your dreams, everything, nothing's stopping you. All right. So you see that. All very possible. Just recognize that and open the heart. Let's get to your stuff. Pisces, I love y'all. What else? If you like this reading, would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on, Pisces. Come on, wait, let's hear it. This is a big week for you. Saturn's leaving your sign. Neptune left your sign, moved into Aries. You're in a whole new stage. Okay, yeah, you're good. Don't. Listen, if you're a cross watcher, you know that everyone's been getting these like bonkers, spreads to a swords. Okay, so yeah, have that moment. What did I say about crossing off your heart? Cups are emotions, feelings, love, relationships too. Okay, but and that can, remember, Pentacles. What did I say about money? There's something here with money, but Pentacles are physical reality too. It can be what you're investing time and energy in a relationship. Is there one that you haven't gotten? Right? That's the other thing. It's like, you've got, shake things up so you can have that whoosh moment, and then boom, you're good to go. So stay connected. Emotions, your heart. All right? That's the biggest thing here. And your intuition. Okay? You see, you got two people here, by the way, crossing off their heart. So that's all, have that self-love and that self-confidence, that self-belief, everything I talked about earlier, but also vibrating at the high frequency. And don't be afraid to be in, look at her. Her back is turned, right? To both the moon and the sea. The moon, intuition, right? Sea, emotions. Swords up here. I said it's going to be but don't, this is, it feels like there's some resistance here, but yeah, even more so with these two, and even with that Nine of Wands. So keep your lines of communication open, but shake things up. And then there is, for some of y'all, we got to see eye to eye. Now, you're good. Like, you got the Nine of Pentacles. Okay? Wonderful. There's something here with partnerships and relationships. Again, it can be work, can be career, can be love, can be your, stepmom, whatever. It just, what's with you, right? What's relevant in your life. But this is amazing. It does seem like there is someone opening doors for you. It does seem like there is someone that is going to be really nice in terms of this, letting you move forward. She's kind of like a green light card, but she's also really, really very independent. She's also at a place where she's earned her spot here. She worked hard to get here, and now she's basking in her abundance. And so she's Virgo, by the way. It could be a Virgo. It could be Virgo rising. It could be a Virgo moon. But it's also something that could be ending something big for you, right? Remember, you've got the North Node in your sign. So this is a big year for you. South Node in Virgo. So again, there may be, and that's your 7th house of partnerships and relationships. There may be something here where, it could be the end of something. It's part of a cycle as you turn over a new leaf. But you can't cross your heart, and you got to have that gratitude, okay? Especially with what's happening here. It's almost like if there's something that you haven't gotten, or something that you feel like that you've worked really hard for, if someone's in the way, whatever it is, there's got to be a point this week where you recognize, when I say have that gratitude, it's like being grateful that you have a roof over your head, that you have, food, you have a home, you have a dog, you have family. Remember, it's shifting all that. That's vibrating at a high frequency. It's recognizing that literally people out there have nothing. And so that's when I see when I see this happening, it's like that. It's like remember, it's all for the greater good with Saturn, Neptune, your ruling planet, right? Moving into your Aries, it's all for but anyway, someone opening doors. It could even be you moving into this position where you just, when you take that charge and you're whoosh, right, you're going to be fine. Doors just open for you. This is someone who kicks down doors, the Chariot, and he's learned a lot through his journey. Okay, Nine of Wands. That's fine. It's just saying that there's something here where it's like, yeah, I am definitely not giving up, okay? But a lot of y'all are maybe in a place where you're just like, okay, I've been going through this. I don't know how much longer I can. Do you know what I mean? But you see the gauze over his head, so that's why, he's gone through it. He's protecting his wands, though. He's not going to give up. That's what's great about him. This is all about, not backing down. Okay, but I'm gonna show you something here. You see the gauze over his head. Okay, we're talking third eye now. So you got some right here. Have that awakening. Have that spiritual awakening. That even that clarity. It's that the Judgment card is a wake up call. It's basically, and you got Uranus active this week. Last week you're gonna be fine. You got the Sun. So it just seems like you got a little bit of work to do. And of course, again, Saturn leaving your sign, moving into Aries, yeah, for you, that's different. That's different for you and for Aries, right? And so it's still the Chariot is a big learner. I want to show you something here. You see the Magician's baton in his hand, right? Do you see the the moon, the shape, the crescent moons on his shoulder from the High Priestess, the lingam and the yoni here from the Lover's card. So this is your journey, right? Your journey. Learning. You're still learning. You're learning through everything that you went through, using it to empower you as you move forward. Okay? And you get everything you want. That's the Sun. The Sun in tarot is the biggest yes. This is optimism, abundance, opportunities, everything. This is a rebirth. It's card 19. 1 plus 9 equals 10, right? That's 1. That's new beginning. You got the wisdom child, just feeling good. You're feeling good. There's the banner for achievement. You're big. This is big. So you're going to be good. You're going to be fine. It's just like, what is that thing? Like, just take that time. Take that time and you're going to be fine. You got some powerful cards here. But you've got to see what, it's like with that 2 of Swords, 4 of Cups, 9 of Wands. That's all it is. Open up your heart. Don't be afraid to, make some decisions you have to. These swords are eventually going to get heavy, right? So there may be something here with partnerships, relationships, a lot of career stuff, home stuff showing up. I mean, you got these 2 Cancer cards right next to each other. And anyway, that's all it is. Be in touch with your emotions, your feelings, your intuition. You're going to be fine. Have the conversations you need to have, but shake things up. That's the biggest thing. That's like room. And yeah, you're moving into an abundant, like you're good. Anyway, Pisces, thanks so much. Tier 3 members, for the second spread, yeah, we'll talk about the triple conjunction in Aries. That's big for you in your second house. We'll talk about the fact that you've got the moon in your sign. And again, there's one last thing that the North Node wants you to do in your sign. There's a triple conjunction there with Saturn. Then we'll talk about, there's a lot happening. The Juno is still very active. Like we'll talk about in the second spread. Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone's welcome to join. Pisces, y'all are amazing. Next week, you know what's happening. If you like this reading, it would be great. If you like, subscribe, leave comments. I will see you next week, y'all. All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.